Good evening, my Rosalines and Rosikins. Mother is back, and I want to talk about how you are the Rosalind you always were. Like the Rosalind you are now is the Rosalind you've always been. And what has inspired me to say this is my own personal journey that I'm on right now. I also want to add that Mother is someone that likes to post my content when I feel that I have something to actually offer you. If I'm not feeling like there is nothing in me that is being led to give or say something, I'm not going to say things. Because I don't want to give you fluff for the sake of creating content. I want to give you something that is authentic to me and that I feel very passionate about. Because if you can't tell by now, Mother is someone who is very passionate about what she's passionate about. And that is a plethora of things. So for this video, I want to talk about how you are who you've always been, right? So you know how you want to elevate yourself, my Rosalins, and glow up and all these different things to create the reality of who you know you are internally. Well, you're not cosplaying when you do these things, Rosalins. You're not. You're literally manifesting and becoming the person to the world, although you've always been this person that you've always known you were. Now, I will say, especially as pretty girls, right? That on our journeys we have had moments where we've glowed down, we have moments where we have had beauty adversity, we've had moments where we didn't have high self-esteem, we've had so many different type of moments on our journey as a pretty girl in this world as a Rosalind that a lot of times we didn't see that in ourselves, and so we thought that the person we've always been, the woman we always are made to be, was a delusion. And you've had people tell you that you're delusional, to believe that you're pretty, or to expect a certain way that you're treated in society in your own personal lives. But Mother is here to tell you that they're delusional because they don't see what Spirit has given you. They don't see what Yah has blessed you with. They don't know who they're dealing with. And so, of course, they're going to minimize the very destiny that's always been over you, your very identity that's always flowed through you. I will admit, sometimes we didn't look the part, but that didn't take away from the fact that we are that girl, period. And sometimes we even forgot we were that girl, but that still didn't take away from the fact that you are that girl. Does someone who has amnesia all of a sudden not be who they are? No, it just means that they're very forgetful or they struggle with remembering. That is why Mother is here to wake you up and to remind you that you are who the fuck you say you are on God. Anyway. So I was just thinking about that and how a lot of times I'm trying to tell you, people always want to tell us who we are, who we aren't. And all you need to know, my Rosalins and Rosikins, is that you are who you've always been. And when I'm talking about who you've always been, I'm talking about your higher self, who you were as a child before the world tried to humble you, and most likely did humble you in their own way, that have scarred you, traumatized you, made you believe that you are less than, made you feel crazy for owning your favor, your privileges, right? That is who you were and who you are. Because although the circumstances might have changed, your destiny and your identity did not. Although it was covered or sabotaged, it is still there. You still have your crown. Now, it's a matter if you want to remember you have a crown or if you want to, find your crown because you might have misplaced it. But you, my dear, are a king or a queen, right? So I want you to know, my Rosalins, though, that when you're on this beauty journey, everyone is not going to see you for who you truly are. And if they do, the majority that do see you for who you are will be envious and think that they have to sabotage you because they don't want you to reach the pinnacle of who you really are. Hashtag your higher self. And so, therefore speaking, since they are intimidated by your potential, aka the real you, the whole you, the healed you, the beauty queen you, the goddess you, all those different things, they will hurt you. They will try to even break you. They may try to bully you into silence, but it's not going to happen because what they fail to realize is that what is written is written. It is what it is. Okay? Okay? What God has blessed, let no man curse, right? So that's what I'm saying for me personally. Mother's advice to you is as you're on your journey of remembering who you are, understand that's who you've always been. Therefore, speaking, you're not delusional, you're very much empowered and awake. And people that see that you have the eyes to see yourself and your truth and your true identity, they're going to come at you even harder because they can't have that. But just know that the only reason that people come at you like that is because there's something inside of you that has empowered others and that is empowering yourself. There is some favor, some privilege over your life that makes people get envious. And so they're not going to understand, even some of them that do hate on you, that it's coming from a place of insecurity and jealousy and envy. Or they're just too proud to admit it. A lot of people would rather snuff out your light than to handle their own demons, if I'm being quite honest. And I've learned that the hard way, unfortunately, many times in my life, from a little girl to now. So I say all that to say that it's not okay. But it is what comes with the territory of being chosen. It is what comes with the territory of awakening to your higher self and your true self, not what the world says that you should be. And I also want to add that there's a difference between people hating on you because you're shining, and a difference between people not liking you because you're literally throwing shade and hurting other people and lying on people and being a bully. I just want to keep that in mind because one thing that mother cannot stand is when everybody's hating on me when you literally did nothing to no one, right? But then people who do things to everyone like to use the same excuse and act like they're innocent when that's not true. So please just understand and check yourself too. Like, did I do something to make someone like not fuck with me? And if you can genuinely say no, then yeah, it's something spiritual going on that they don't want to admit or probably are not even aware of because they're that wicked. So yeah. I also want to add that on your beauty journey as you're glowing up, my Rosalines, get in touch with yourself. So you know how people have signature looks? Like you have Beyonce with her blonde hair. You have Aaliyah with her side swoop. She's so pretty. You have let's see, who else do we have? I would say J Lo with her sun-kissed skin and tan, and her like festive type of attire. You have Rihanna with her bold lip and I don't know. It's giving. Like, yeah. Her chill, like, aura, but gorgeous. You have Tyla with her fierce fashion, but with the body of a Winx fairy. You have Meg the Stallion with her batty, glamorous, like, hood chic type of style. I love that. I love her style, especially in the music video "Bigger in Texas," when she had her grill on and her hair and all that. Her body looked amazing. So what I'm trying to say is, you have all these different people with their like signatures, right? That you kind of think of when you think of them. Beautiful women, beautiful exoticals, um, of all shades and features. But what I love about all these women is that they obviously knew who they were and they used their fashion to even show it further. What Mother's going to challenge you to do is spiritually start to understand yourself better because it will drive your beauty to the next level. If you don't understand yourself, how can you be the goddess you were always destined to be and that you are internally and show it outwardly, right? So I would say start doing some shadow work. Shadow work is when you face the darkest parts of you. Like, I like to use like a shadow workbook where it asks you questions about like your childhood and stuff, and you answer honestly, and then you dive deeper into why you might feel that way about that thing, or it helps you to release some of your traumas, because that's part of your journey of attaining like your higher self, and unlocking your gifts and attaining wisdom, right, and freedom, and breaking away from the matrix, even because you realize what's really driving you. So I think that that's important too. And in regards to your glow up, it'll help you hone in on your style, you know, create your aura as well. Like, when I think of Beyonce, I think of fierce. When I think of Leah, I think of girl next door, like chill, effortless. When I think of Meg the Stallion, I think of like unapologetic. Like, I'm that bitch type of energy. When I think of Tyla, I think of proud of my heritage type of energy, and killing it the way that I want to in my style. Like, yeah, I think of that. Like, when you really want to get down to understanding yourself spiritually, I would say listen to the music of women who obviously get themselves, and like look at how they style themselves. Like, their image literally is a representation of their music catalog. Like, creativity, understanding who you are, goes into creating that look that captures your essence and that makes you a staple and a signature in your own right. And also, these women all have different eras. I would say Nicki has an era, Beyonce has an era, Rihanna has an era, but they've been in the game for a while, so they were able to evolve with themselves. But make no mistake, all those pieces, all those different types of styles they have during those different eras, they're all still a part of them. And that's why I challenge you all to live many lifestyles in one. I believe in that. I believe in living many lives in one lifetime. Like, I'm someone who loves to switch it up. I like to change. I like to evolve. I like to always get better, because I know that the better I get is the closer I get to who the fuck I am on everything I love. And so you have to be someone that's willing to do those things and to prioritize that. Because you know how we praise like these celebrities and we admire them? Learn to admire yourself. Learn to praise yourself. Learn your eras. Learn your decades. Learn your styles. Learn like what moves you. Learn your subliminal messaging, like on everything. Like, learn about your like the stars of who you are, your signs, your bloodlines, your ancestry, your magic, your everything, your religion, whatever it is that moves you, that creates the essence of who you are. Like, figure that shit out. Mother's big on identity, obviously, and understanding who you are, because the more knowledge you have of the world, the better equipped you are. But the more knowledge you have about yourself, the more power you have. Because we are powerful beings, especially as women, we are divine. And my Rosalind's mother is not going to steer you wrong with that. No matter what you believe in, like I've said before, always put yourself on a pedestal as well. And I don't think that that is bad. I think it's necessary, because the only reason a lot of people have certain, as you can say, questionable character in the way they view the world and envy and all that is because they don't think that they measure up. And I wanted you to know that you can't be jealous if you are already on your own throne for the most part. Now, if you start to get jealous because somebody else is on the throne and you're on the throne as well, that's just greed at that point, right? But if you are on a throne and somebody else is on a throne, all you can do is just nod and show respect to the other person on the throne, because you got your own. You don't need what they have because you already have it yourself. So what I'm basically saying, my Rosalynds, is that the more that you equip yourself with knowledge of self, love of self, worship of self, identifying your divine femininity, identifying your bloodline, your magic, your religion, your power, whatever it is that moves you as a person, understanding your signature, understanding your eras, Like, the more that you're able to piece together the parts of yourself that you have yet to understand but can still document in your own right, in your own way, when you become obsessed with yourself, when you elevate yourself and put yourself on your throne, on your pedestal, the world opens up to you, because it's the frequency of you saying, I remember who I am, and I'm going to live how I was always made and created and destined to live, and I'm going to do it unapologetically, right? Like, for me personally, like, I believe it's everything to know thyself. I believe it's everything to love yourself and to be your own best friend. And I think that for me, I think part of what charges me and makes me feel that way too is because of who I am and where I come from, and just the beauty and power that I have inside of me, both internally and externally. And it pushes me to say, hey, what more can mother learn about herself today? What more can I learn to love? What more can I break and banish of myself that is not serving myself? For instance, something that I'm working on now is understanding that I don't have to apologize for wanting and living a certain lifestyle. I don't have to apologize for being okay with being praised. I don't have to always try to serve or make things okay or give my energy to people. I can say no. I can walk away. I can be silent. I can mind my business. Even when people say that you should do something about a situation, I don't have to. That's a personal choice. And I can choose whether or not I want to engage with certain people and certain things in certain locations. Now, granted, mother did this before, but I would feel very guilty. Have I been reflecting on even my relationships, like with some of my family members, and like how I want to proceed in the future? Yes, because I love them and miss them. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm getting harmed internally or externally for the sake of me missing someone. That's not love, that is delusion. And I also cannot apologize for staying away when I know what made me stay away from certain relationships. Does not mean that I don't love that person. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't help them if I had the resources to do so. But I'm unapologetically building myself up so that I can always have my own back, so that I'm never in a vulnerable position again like I was in the past. And so for me personally, I understand that I'm literally just being who I've always been. And now that I'm reflecting on who I've always been, there's nothing wrong with that. Is there a such thing as balance? Sure. But I'm not about to be taken for a fool at the circus ever again with people. I'm just not doing it. And so I realized that if I'm going to be me, I'm going to be all of me. Okay? Every single part of me. And I'm going to do it fabulously. Will there be times where I'm hesitant because I'm used to always shrinking myself? Yeah, I'm used to that a lot, but not anymore. So, what mother is telling you is that you have to understand that the more that you shrink, the more that you hurt. The more that you're authentic, the more that you actually live and thrive. Will people fall away out of your life? Yes. Will people unsubscribe even if you're a social media content creator? Yes. If you have a business, will some people not want to support you any longer? Yeah. Will some relationships fall away too? Yeah. A lot of things will leave your life. But what we forget is that there are also a lot of things that will enter our lives because we have decided to choose ourselves unapologetically. And we understand that also that doesn't mean that we don't have accountability. That doesn't mean that we cannot grow. It does not mean that we're going to be assholes and bitches to people. That's not what that means. What that means is that we're going to be ourselves because ourselves is causing nobody any fucking harm. And it seems there's a pattern here. The only people that always get offended when we're ourselves are the people that literally are the ones actually causing us pain in life. And so, therefore, speaking and me being myself is literally making you jealous, envious, want to hurt me and stuff, then we just shouldn't be in each other's lives. But I'm not about to sit here and get bullied and stuff when I did nothing to no one just because I exist and pretty and am favored and am privileged. You got me fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up. And so that is exactly what we are saying here, mother and, my Rosalines. We are saying no more. We're not doing it because remember who we are. And who we are, honey, a lot of you wouldn't even understand because you're just not on that type of time nor frequency. And that's okay. Or beauty. So that's okay. That's okay. That's okay that you cannot relate. And we don't want your ass to relate on top of that. Okay? Okay. So that being said, we're going to continue being who we've always been, even when we couldn't even see it ourselves, which is also known as that girl. Yeah, okay. And with that, Mother is going to say, ciao. Mother loves you.